Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.
Hello, welcome back to our third and final map of the evening. It's BlackOut versus Swole Patrol. No one expected us to get this far. No one expected the second map to be taken by Swole Patrol. I mean, it was, 14-4, 14-5 and so on, but Swole Patrol, they came back. They were relentless. They never gave up. And ultimately, they claimed victory off the back of that. BlackOut, well, they choked out. It wasn't very pretty. It wasn't fun at all. Let's see what they can show for themselves on Nuke instead. That is the new battleground. That is map number 3 in this best of 3. Let's see who'll be claiming that first W. So far, looking like Freakazoid and Colin will just exchange blows. Colin just dives into vent thinking, you know what? I'm going to just sit here, sit tight and relax. Life is good and, well, it's working out for him. Another kill claimed on towards Silent. This thing's just get from good to absolutely great right now. BlackOut. I mean, you're just getting another one on Cooper at that point. You're making it look easy. Just need some support from the rest of your team and the round is yours. Freakazoid just going to punch in the numbers, get that bomb down. From there, it is going to come down to quite literally the rest of BlackOut now. Colin has got a triple kill. Just these mainline, Odorous, and Connor to have that impact. So far, so good. Mainline will find one little man. Instantly does trade. Bear in mind, Connor is 7 HP and he's got the kit, which is a little worrying. And the kill that's just found wasn't that full HP player, but Connor swings in, dispatches a little man, and they get straight on the bomb with the kit. Can confirm this is a rerun. So that's true. Great start, of course, though, for BlackOut nonetheless. See how things will progress here, keeping a close eye. Just how aggressive Swole Patrol are willing to get. I think that's going to be an interesting marker of Swole Patrol's style on Nuke. Not actually seen Freakazoid play Nuke in a long time, let alone Cooper on Silent. It's been a long time since I've watched Zelsis and Little Man play, though. I wonder if Seb's actually able to collect on this information. I mean, that smoke is going to fade eventually. Silent, depending how this is timed, might just lose his life. That is the case. Not only that, but a chance at a second as well. Little Man pushed out with 37 HP. Zelsis will find a kill, but that's quickly traded. Freakazoid hungry for more, but just another headshot lined on up. BlackOut pretty much just dropped the hammer on Swole Patrol in a matter of 30 seconds. They get it done. They lock in the second round. And from now, they'll pursue their third. Loving the amount of enjoyment behind Nuke. You guys really aren't big Nuke fans, huh? Oh, that's a beautiful nade. Down to 34 HP before he's even got going. Not good at all. Already looking like a couple of solid picks going to be picked up by mainline. From there, the rest of the team could all chime in. Actually, I'm kind of curious to see if the prediction of it being almost a repeat of train is true. BlackOut, you know, blowing through their CT side. And struggling on that T side. At least in this case. Obviously a big round here though for Swole Patrol. Their first buy. 5 AKs on the board. Let's see what they're made of. Step around the early nade. Doesn't actually do anything at all. Just falling a little short. Swole Patrol not playing scared. That's it's quite a negative way of going about it. But they are playing quite far back. Once more, new smokes are going to come out. Molotovs as well. Follow on up. Enables them pretty much safe passage in towards secret, or at least to abuse outside, but they're just not using it just yet. Waiting for them to sort of just bite the bullet and go for it, really. Who's, of course, is pretty much just ready and waiting to have a field day. Finds 2 kills while finally heading the deck. Cooper only finding 1, meanwhile. Mainline then just gets aggressive. He's looking forward to just dismantling Freakazoid's aggression. And Swole Patrol left with only Secret. That's the only thing they've got. And they know full well they're being pushed up from behind. But they lose the duel anyway. Connor able to take control of the bomb off the back of that. Just waiting for Cooper. Cooper's 9 HP, so that's an easy kill for him to find. Ultimately, BlackOut's 4th. Just back on the pistols now. Not really a huge amount they can do. Just looking to maybe get a little bit more aggressive towards outside. Bunch up as a group trying to overwhelm a rifle or something. Nice shot though coming out from Odorous, at least to start the show. Just pick them apart bit by bit. Almost like vultures looking for their next feast. Cooper down to 13 HP. All looking pretty much the same at this point. All you gotta do is just be very careful here, and the round is pretty much theirs. It's super hard for them to lose that. I mean, they took a lot of unnecessary losses, but the whole idea of them actually losing it would be pretty much off the table. Had all the position they needed to as well to close it out, as we saw. Nonetheless, another opportunity here for Swole Patrol to actually collect a round. I mean, they've got the full buy, the 5 AKs, full utility as well. By no means any excuses. So far, no real movement from Swole Patrol. They are all gathered up as this main block towards outside. Connor, he's getting rather aggressive now, looking like he's almost ready to peek into this. Everyone has nades in their hands. This could be disastrous. He's actually just going to say tucked in on towards the box. He is ready and waiting. No one is checking for it. Doesn't find a single kill, but he has all the information. He knows exactly what they are doing. Odorous just hearing the main line just spraying through the smoke. Of course he gets a headshot. Of course. They're just holding that cross. It surprises me the rotates right now from BlackOut, considering they know 100% what's happening. Not many of the team have come over to really help out Seb. At least mainline's here, but can't help but feel like he's a little bit committed to a certain particular part of the site. Oh, that's good though. Finds himself too. Needs to look up and above. And that's where he'll crumble. Leaves it all on towards Colin. Finds the first. Unable to flick back down for Little Man though. Means that it will be the first round for Swole Patrol. Yeah, it was quite nice that they checked it in the end. Would have been a bit of a disaster, Nellis, if they didn't actually check it. Let's just pray that Swole Patrol don't get reset here. That's definitely going to be the first priority. Colin just mowing them down right now. Mainline as well gets aggressive. Odorous. What is there to say? Lambs to the slaughter? I mean, that round could have been over any quicker. To see Freak at least drop down now. Catch a bit of the surprise CZ play. Actually does work out in fairness. Gets himself a double kill, but the trades from Odorous are what's causing them problems now. Just raining down shots from above. Really just going to deny a plant, that sort of thing. Be a bit of a nuisance. When the plant finally does come through, then they can just get ready to retake. It's, you know, a little awkward though, as it is a 2-on-2. They do have to be careful. It's not an easy win per se. You're actually sniping Odorous down from above means it is now all on mainline. 1 up against 2, actually a pretty tough scenario for him. Looking to see if he can spot Cooper, but unfortunately doesn't quite get the kill. Oh, he's just going to get aggressive. Push on up. He's pushed to the left. He's a dead man walking, surely. There you go, Swole Patrol. A second. Got to start somewhere. This is their platform, hopefully, to get into this game. See some pretty good work from Seb and Connor though. Colin, oh, spray through your teammate. It works at that point. You just got to commit to it. I sort of just find myself hopping through the varying different BlackOut players right now, just seeing who's in these aggressive positions. This game has been super weird in the way that's worked. We've just seen like aggression like that, weird duels, and then things slow down to a grinding halt like they have now. And then they'll speed up again in just a moment's notice. Obviously watching Zelsis creep around. Wants to go back for the bomb, and then from there, we'll make a decision on how he wants to approach this round. Odorous might well have this as perfectly timed. It's unfortunate though, they line up for him, they give him the double. And there it is, just mainline up against the world. Not a lot of manpower to deal with that. Completely different round if they don't line up for him. Completely different. downside is to BlackOut. They had a really significant lead. Starts to sort of fall away from them now when they can't afford to spend anything in these rounds. BlackOut just P250 CZ, so they're heading off Kevlar on mainline and Colin, but that's pretty much it. I like how I say that, and then they go ahead and get a kill each. Like, doesn't really make a huge amount of sense. But these are the things that we come to accept. Else is creeping around. Spots out Connor, but instantly traded by 7. Thing is, BlackOut are okay with trading right now. That's the thing. They actually have the advantage. Question is this a retakeable round? If they get this aggressive, it actually might be. They can sort of just overwhelm them with that driving force. Thankfully, Cooper's up and above, though, and no one can really figure out exactly where he is. Six to 4 now, much closer game. BlackOut can finally afford to get themselves back on these rifles. Swole Patrol just creeping through outside. Secret. Gonna be their key avenue of attack here. Just every single player heading down it together. The entire terrorist side just bunched up as a 5-man unit right now. Mainline is there, so he will be sort of spotting it out somewhat, but this is not really a duel that he wants to take. It's not the greatest of angles. You can do a little bit with it, but it's not really super consistent. It's very easy for your head to be blown off, and, well, case in point, Freakazoid just destroys him. Colin is aware, though, of a couple of key positions. Starts to see if he can take a couple of duels here and there, but nothing really comes of it. Eventually, will be shot in the back of the head as Connor then just trades for his life. It's a 2 versus 4, not looking pretty. It's going from bad to worse as they just get dropped lower and lower in terms of HP. Affects both sides. I mean, you have got Silent and Little Man of 16 and 13. Connor takes advantage of that, drops them both dead in the spray down. But overall, I would have said that Swole Patrol had the advantage. But now they got to rush the plant. It should be easy for Autors to peek on out, and there you go. Surprising what a double kill can do to affect A, how you're playing the round, and B, the tempo you're playing the round. Just the fact that he got that double kill slowed down the third teammate with whatever they were doing with the bomb. Pretty much just secured the round there and then. Seb's just loving it, facing almost just straight into a bunch of rifles. Not the prettiest of sights. Colin begins to let rip, though. Finds actually a little bit here and there. Quite close enough for the second kill, but... hey, at least he's down to 21 HP. Little Man on 3 HP as well is less than ideal. Obviously, their afterplant's going to play a significant part about how they can approach this now. Just trying to hold on to this, of course. Now, Little Man's going for a little wonder. Going to try and see if he can get himself up and above, just catch Autors by surprise. But for the little time that he's away, Cooper is effectively isolated. Now, Connor peeks right in, checks him. No support from his team at all because he's trying to go for this upper position, which is the one downside of what he's doing. But it does mean he can do this. Effectively creep out, take down the first, go for the spray transfer. It's a ballsy play. It doesn't pay off, but it was worth a shot. He's all alone. Would I liked him to play together with his teammates? Sure. But at the same time, I see what he's going for. It's a tough one. It's 50-50. Odorous likely doesn't see him because he's looking too far to the right. I think he just sort of slips in past his vision. By that point, by the time he would have seen him, he's already pretty much shooting the guy, defusing. So that could basically quite literally be 4x3. That's pretty nasty though. The Galil actually just getting a little headshot. Be so careful though of BlackOut is standing up and above. They can deny this plant time and time again. Use the molly as well just to be even more problematic. There's so much time left on the clock, so it's not exactly their win condition just running the clock down, but it bought them some time to at least relocate. Line working his way in, finds not only one, but doubles down for a second. Leaving just Cooper, tucked in towards the corner event. Now, if they play this together, the round is theirs. Got a little bit touch and go when Connor's head just sort of walked into his crosshair, but thankfully, he landed his shots. He got it done. Will be BlackOut securing themselves their 9th. This has kind of been a bit of a weird game, really. Like, both teams have thrown away a lot of rounds. Both teams have done a lot of weird and wacky things, and I got aggressive and push stuff, and yeah, this has not exactly been traditional Counter-Strike, to say the least. In terms of what we're used to. That could be a beefy nade. Also tries to pepper them down a little bit, unfortunately. Not exactly the greatest of positions. The bad smoke, though, does give Connor a chance. Just that little gap that he can use to rip into them. Finds Cooper. That's 2 so far that he's picked up. And then you make it to a 3rd. Wonder if he can actually find a 4th here as well. Of course he can. Stolen away, in fact, by his teammate. But overall, the BlackOut round just by taking that outside control and using that gap in the smoke. Actually really interested to see what Cooper will do here with the scout. Whether he's just going to try and work outside like normal, so whatever his objective is. Well, I actually like that. Get boost up on top of the box, see if you can take advantage of any aggressive peek. He had a couple of seconds there, a shot, but didn't quite go for it. Would have had to have been effectively a bit of a flick of the wrist, so understandably not worth the risk. Silent, buddy. Hello. A shot in the back of the head of Colin as he just waltzes around the corner. Bomb likely to be picked up now. And Swole Patrol begin to set themselves up towards this A site. At least for now. Worth noting, Connor is still, or Cooper, sorry, is still putting in the work outside. Just picked up a kill with a scout, then upgraded to the M4. I'm assuming that he took that player towards heaven, which is obviously going to work wonders. Mainline does drop down, catches both players, supported by Odorous, just destroying any of that hut presence. At that, though, Swole Patrol just sprint down towards the B site. They're just going to hold on and hope for the best, but they are not quick enough. It's a 2v1. Bomb is being planted. Door swung wide open. They know exactly where Freakazoid is going. Surely they can just hear him. They just look right at him, take him down from there. 11-4. Not a bad half, all things considered. Trying to think in my head who exactly, if I was to put money on someone right now, if I was to sort of say this is who I think is going to take this map, It's actually really tough to say. I mean, we've been through this whole BlackOut having a heavy lead scenario before. That's the whole reason we're on this third map. Nonetheless, 11-4. Let's see how this will go. Zelsis taking down Connor. Good start. Putting the CZ to use. Meanwhile, and Co, meanwhile, just going to charge out on towards that B site, punch the numbers, get the bomb down nice and quick, and from there, straight into the afterplants. Obviously now battling Cooper and Co as they do come down through Secret. That's Freakazoid there alongside him. Cooper just instantly taps them down. Apparently the map just wants to jump around the place. This is not where we want to be. There we go. Ultimately, we find ourselves here, this 2v2. Just the door being open and shut. Little man just facing dead into it, tapping away. Comes down to Colin. Both kills locked in. BlackOut pull through, 12-4. Gets a little bit messy, both in the camera work and the round itself. But their conclusion is pretty much still the same. BlackOut, off the back of Colin carrying them through it, bear in mind, through blood, sweat and tears in that round. I mean, the last 2 kills was everything to him. But it does put them 12-4 up. Not convinced this Swallow are out for the count just yet, but we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Obviously, BlackOut got themselves a couple of SMGs. They can try and make some money here, but most importantly, they just want to play together. No need to allow Swole Patrol any unnecessary kills. Every kill they collect is a potential clutch, let's put it like that. We've seen Swole Patrol deliver some pretty interesting things, to say the least, so just don't see any need to give them any opportunity at all. Just keep it clean. Colin, prime example of that. Just dropping both Freakazoid and Silent dead. Cooper, yeah, he'll try and do a little something with the scout. Actually gets a kill for his troubles, but ultimately, this should be something they can wrap up. And Cooper, at least surprising though. That's a lovely shot on towards mainline. Odorous is sitting close though. Just hunt him down. Run at him with the SMG. That's a guaranteed kill for you there. Leaves just Cooper. Colin can sit back and voila, you got yourself to 13. Took way more losses than you should have. But they got the round, that's what counts. Swole Patrol, now at a full eco. There's by no means any spend at all here. Maybe some upgraded pistols if you're Silent, Cooper and Little Man, but if you're Zelsis and Freakazoid, you're pretty much just going to chill. Obviously 13-4, BlackOut, just 3 rounds, all they need. Looks like Cooper is at least going to be face first against the bomb. Seb just get a butt on it, take him down, then pick up that bomb and get ready to move it out on towards the A site. Pretty much the rest of Swole Patrol all either towards ramp, or you have, of course, got Little Man who's just diving through Secret outside. They'll all start to funnel in, see what they can do, and help to look for a couple of kills. It's actually interesting. Swole Patrol do have the man advantage, but it's nothing to really get excited by. It'll disappear just like that, quick as anything. Just fades away. Zelsis does have an AK, which is a little different from the traditional USP, but it's not something that really gets me too excited. As the save is by far more important to him than anything else. Almost do or die now for Swole Patrol. Got all the tools, that's the thing. I mean, they're a little lacking in utility, sure, but I don't think that's really something you can argue. Realistically, they have the weapons, they have enough smokes to get by. Sure, you know, the flashes are pretty much non-existent. You're looking at just the one on Zelsis and Freakazoid, but overall, like, this is enough. But every single time they get close, something seems to go wrong for them. BlackOut just are able to pick up a multi-kill, which is usually quite the traditional way these rounds are going. We tend to see a double kill somewhere along the lines come in for BlackOut, and that just shifts power of the round to our T side. This is very much the epitome of slow and steady. Beautiful pick from Cooper to at least start things off, but they gotta be careful. Already traded back by Colin, less than ideal. 30 seconds on the clock though for BlackOut, they do have to get going. Going down to 25 or so, the bomb is going to make a last minute sprint all towards B. This is frantic. Freakazoid taking down Colin is better as well. They're all just going to drop on down. This is going to come down to the wire. Seb going to be there just to try and sort of hold guard. Cooper cannot be allowed to get a single shot off. Freakazoid will lose his life. Cooper doesn't actually fire just yet. Just sits tight, waits for his teammates. And it's going to be an even 3 versus 3. There's Zelsis. Appears onto mainline. Odorous trades once again. 2 versus 2. Zelsis' position is known. Cooper not so much. Well, Seb is just going to play in the position that's unexpected. They don't think a second player is going to be here. He's just going to play the clock at this point. Try and secure the round. Oh, they nearly line up for him, and they do. Seb with the double kill. Locking in the 15th round and series point for BlackOut. That may well be the end of this one as well. Swole Patrol just scraping things together to try and hold on to this game. Who would have thought BlackOut were a team that could run in contention to 16-4 Swole Patrol? And in fairness, you look at the previous map, and they were looking on track to deliver a similar result as well, but they struggled at the final hurdle. They couldn't close out the game. They got to 14, but just couldn't get to 15. They've done one better. They still need to get to 16, though. Looks like the entirety of BlackOut is just coming towards outside. I'm just going to group up, do this together. Freakazoid is in a good spot here, but can't even get a kill, unfortunately. Just completely shut down. Silent, very much same scenario. He can't achieve anything at all either. The rotations are coming in from a Swole Patrol, but it might just be a little too late. Zelsis gonna get a triple kill out of nowhere, though. That is impeccable. If he can get the 4th as well, he might just be able to deny this round single-handedly. But unfortunately, mainline will trade almost instantaneously and brings us full circle back to the 2 versus 2. From there, they focus on the plant. Mainline trying to respond, but his teammate was taken down. Cooper then just held the angle that was expected, and it fell into place. So at least for now, Swole Patrol have another lifeline. Cruiser Humphin. Effectively, purely, effectively because it's like pretty like in front of you, right? If they drop a 4 versus 2. You know, I'd be saying that, repeating my same point every single round, if we were talking about that. And I think it's a given that Swole Patrol plays some very poor Counter-Strike. But what you have to do in these scenarios is, the worst thing you could possibly do is just sit there and ramp on about Swole Patrol's mistakes. If we want to talk about them sort of giving up man advantages, we basically have every single round for that. But, yeah, it's not exactly the greatest or most enjoyable thing for you guys to listen to, so we just try and focus on what's the actual individual, like, unique factors within each round. and less so about what's the persistent factor. And the persistent factor here is that Swole Patrol have played some pretty poor Counter-Strike and have given up the advantages all game long. I mean, however you want to phrase it, it's still a good victory here for BlackOut. We'll see, they still got to close it first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've seen BlackOut get to 14, now they got to 15. Maybe 16 for that next best of 3. Obviously, just all CZs now for BlackOut. Could prompt a little bit more of an aggressive, looser playstyle here, but it looks like they are actually just going to bunch up towards the ramp area. They have got the glorious Connor just charging down through secret. Zelsis is actually going to be there to greet him, but Connor realizes, sees the smoke, and goes, you know what, screw that. Just gonna back away. From there, bomb does go down. Now, gotta be so careful with BlackOut. Swole Patrol has some great positions here to try and retake. Cooper already proving that with the first initial shot that comes in. Colin does trade. Little man, though, wanted him to play off the door, but he falls short. Freakazoid then gets aggressive with the P90. It does come down to him. It's a 1 versus 1 to try and finish one off. He's got a kit on his back, has a flash as well, but has no information. Odorous is just playing by the door, and he's playing this one by the book. Listening for the clock, listening for the defuse, seeing what he can do. Freakazoid just getting it in within the nick of time, though. Lovely stuff. Another fine chance. They're going for that 8th round now. We hit 15-7. Love the fact that Freak's just running around with a P90. That's a new one. Sleepy. Nah, I'm just up for just like when certain people like bring up points like that, I'm up for discussing them. Like, the beauty of commentary is that you A, can't please everybody, and B, it's always something you should be confident discussing. Everyone has an opinion, and you gotta be able to discuss these things. After all, we're all here for the same reason. We love some Counter-Strike. We're here to see what happens in the game we love. That's really what it boils down to. Looks like Freak, unfortunately, suffering from his internet issues once again. Upside is, one thing to note, the little man actually had, I think, an overall better performance in the 3rd map than he has done in a couple of the past maps. He's definitely struggled a little bit here and there. As I said in the past, I don't want to isolate a specific player. He's just something that's, you know, it's come up. Obviously, in comparison, Silence a little bit on the quieter side this map. Was he 8-20 currently? Pretty much should be good to go now. There we go. Match is unpaused. Quick recap. We're at 15-7. BlackOut have just got to achieve 1 round and they win this series, but we've been here before. Swole Patrol are starting to link some rounds together. It's been 3 so far. Be ever so careful if you're BlackOut, on making sure that you don't let this get a little too far, don't allow Swole Patrol to potentially take it to overtime, because then you legitimately have the shot to lose this. You're only safe for overtime, nothing more, no win guaranteed. But they have got close, in fairness. It just came down to a 1 versus 1, so all is still very much to play for. This time around, though, we are seeing a bit more aggression towards Secret, and you could tell BlackOut not expecting this at all. Hooper just completely catching them by surprise. They have not done that in every round on the CT side. I don't actually think they've been aggressive on Secret, if I can recall. That's a huge way for them to change things up and really just surprise BlackOut, get that first pick. Freakazoid, unfortunately, instantly punished. Colin does find Silent with a slam dunk nade, though, so keeping the trades rolling through thick and thin. We are once again even in the 3 versus 3. 50 seconds remain. Connor likely to work his way up on towards heaven. From there, the A site take. Versal likely will begin. But now, it's just being a lot more patient. 35 seconds left, though, you would begin to think that, you know, time is of the essence, especially with Seb having to take these awkward fights. Left all alone, no support. Down to 20 HP little man is, but still standing. Well, it just gives up all map control effectively. Oh, this is so nice, though. Cooper just basically right there. Little man is 20 HP. He just has to shoot him in the shoulder, shoot him in the foot. That's all you gotta do to win that round. Timing reigns supreme. BlackOut, they take the win 2-1. They take the final map 16-7. They bloody fought long and hard for it, but they got there in the end, and that's what counts. It's surprising. They've had some interesting results on Nuke in the past. So for them to go ahead and beat Swole Patrol is definitely a story in itself. But as some has rightfully said, does it say more about Swole Patrol than it does? Of course, I don't know. It's a catch-22, I think. You know, BlackOut, you know, by all means, I think they're a solid team, but Swole Patrol should have had that down the bag. But either way, not going to get too deep into it. That is us done for the day. It's been a bit of a long one too. We're rocking up to basically 7 AM now. It's been a lovely evening. We've actually been live for 7.5 hours, so it's been a nice and long stream. But nonetheless, that's our best of 3's done. We're waiting, of course, for the other group, Group B. Bringing up the schedule again. So the next set of matches will be on Friday. Dignitas versus Prospects, Bravado versus Really Old People, which is, of course, Cardiac and Hades' team. Well, that's us done for the night, folks. I'm going to bid you farewell. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. If you have enjoyed any of the casting or have enjoyed yourself here, make sure to drop a follow on the Twitch. And also do !caster in the chat to check out my social feeds. If you haven't enjoyed it, by all means do the same thing and tell me why you haven't enjoyed it so we can have that conversation, so I can improve, so that you can have a better time and we can all have a good time watching the game that we love. That said, folks, I'm going to say goodbye. I'll see you next time.
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.